Okay, green light is on. Let's do this. So while we wait for some people to get into the chat, we're just gonna keep going. But for anybody who is here or is watching this in the future, I have not done any forward progress on this because yesterday, the reason why I had to close the stream was because, well, some personal in real life stuff started going down. That's why you saw my mom on camera and all that stuff. So that's why, one, I deleted the stream, and two, why I had to close off the stream. And the reason why I didn't continue working on it was just because I wasn't in the mood. So I just stopped, saved it, and stopped. So let's just keep going. Given her final piece. Apple Bloom slowly stepped near her. Was that in the audio? It is. So I'm just going to silence that because the noise gate might pick up on it. So we're just going to drop that. Apple Bloom slowly stepped near her big brother, pausing for safety behind a cart that held a multitude of logs left to be split. She watched the heavy axe strike again, another piece of wood reduced to kindling before her eyes. Okay. Back here. Also, thank you so much for the support that Sweet Dream Sweetie is getting. My god. It's doing so much better than like the past two readings. I'm really shocked. Like I don't know what's up with the YouTube algorithm, but it's working. That's all that matters. And I'm glad that you guys liked it. I mean, I couldn't believe how many viewers we got in the premiere. That actually was shocking, and I was really happy that we got that many viewers. We haven't got 30 plus viewers in a long time, so that's good to see. Left to be split. Anyways, she watched the heavy axe strike again, another piece of wood reduced to kindling. Hold on. Again, another piece of wood reduced to kindling before her eyes. Okay, so that isn't a problem. Alright. But I'm just finishing this up. That's all I'm doing, Swimmer Man. I had to close the stream yesterday. I had to close. Oh my god, there's not a freaking script in front of you, Sparrow. Talk! I had to close the stream yesterday because of a personal in real life thing. So yeah, it was just taking up my time. My flow was off, and I just didn't want to continue, so decided to just save it for today. Again, another piece of wood reduced to kindling before her eyes. Okay. Big Mike? Big Mike? I gotta talk to you. Applejack won't listen, and it's awfully important. It's awful important. It's awful important. Alright, can I get that? It's awful. Oh boy, this might be a little tricky. It's awfully. Oh my god. Applejack won't listen, and it's. Applejack won't listen. Oh boy. And it's awfully. And it's awfully. And it's awful. Ugh, this might sound a little chopped. This is gonna be a little close for comfort. And it's off. And it's awful important. Okay. Does that sound chopped? Applejack won't listen, and it's awful important. Bring that back a little bit. Applejack won't listen, and it's awful important. I can't tell. Applejack won't listen, and it's awful important. Applejack won't listen, and it's awful important. Are you serious right now? That's alright. First time that's happened. Hey, you sound so tired. I always sound tired. It's because I am always tired. To ya. Applejack won't listen, and it's awful important. Her voice was note from a violin. Her voice was a note from a violin. To ya. Applejack won't listen. Her voice was note from a violin.
high and sad. Her voice was a note from a violin, high and
back. Save. But in case you didn't hear, the reason why I had to close the stream so early yesterday was because in real life thing, government based, it was taking up time. I was out of my rhythm, so I just decided to call it for our day and decide to work on it today. So here we are. Got my energy.
her voice was a note from a violin, high and sad.
Okay.
Big Mac turned her...
Oh, hey, YouTube actually decided to tell you it was actually doing its thing. Philippe. I mean, I don't know what you want me to call you. I just call... Oh, God, I'm sorry. I just killed everybody's ears. Let me bring that down a little bit. Like, if you're wondering what kind of headphones these are, they're monitoring headphones. That's why I could hear the plosive.
Big Mac turned in her direction, but didn't look at her.
Okay.
A curious expression across his features. His eyes...
Gonna bring that back a little bit. Back.
Mac turned in her direction, but didn't look at her. A curious expression across his features.
That's better.
His eyes flickered as if his...
Jesus Christ. What was wrong with me yesterday? I don't understand. Okay.
His features. His eyes flickered as if he were searching for something. Nope. His eyes flickered as if he were searching for something. Apple Bloom assumed he did...
Excuse me. But this is a topic I've actually been meaning to say on stream, but I've just forgotten every single time. Considering my channel is eligible for whatchamacallit, membership, what would you guys want to see? I can't game on this PC because, well, I don't have the money for the games, and I don't have, like, my machine is not strong enough to, like, withstand it. So, yeah. The only thing I could game from my phone is from my phone, but even then it still crashes. So, yeah. Like, what would you guys want to see? Anyways, yeah, 5 minutes late. Yeah, that happens with me too. It's okay. Let's see. Imagine being late now. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I was beyond busy. You mean yesterday or today?
Across his features. His eyes flickered as if he were searching for something. Apple Bloom assumed he didn't... Apple Bloom...
Okay, we're gonna bring that back a lot. Like I said, this was where things were getting kind of quote-unquote difficult because my voice just did not want to play nice.
Across his features. His eyes flickered as if he were searching for something.
Oh, hey.
Apple Bloom assumed he didn't see her, as she was somewhat hidden.
Oh, wow, that's a little too close, so let's bring that out a little bit. Okay.
As if he were searching for something. Apple Bloom assumed he didn't see her, as she was somewhat hidden by the large wagon. Oh. As she was somewhat hidden by the large wagon.
Yeah, I said something incorrect. Let's see, where are we?
As she was somewhat...
Right there. Party's over. Interesting. What kind of song is that, I wonder? Well, let's see. Is it actually let me know? It's a Pinkie Pie one. I knew that for a fact. Jesus Christ, that art. Wow. Man, and I tune into his streams too, so I don't understand. Well, it's rocks, so I don't know. Interesting.
Apple Bloom assumed he didn't see her, as she was somewhat hidden by the large wagon.
Better.
She continued to speak, her voice quivering as relating the memory caused what? Her voice quivering as relating the memory caused water to swell in her eyes again.
Okay. Put that back. But yeah, I've really been thinking about the membership thing, and I really want to actually bring that into the channel, but I just don't... I don't know what to do with it. Like, I'm thinking maybe show people, you know, content early. Like, that's been a thing. Maybe do... Well, considering the website is down, I can't do that. But I can do Cards Against Humanity. So gotta make time out of my day and all that stuff. See, it was busy yesterday, even busier now. XD. As for member content, maybe, I don't know, comic reading or a podcast-like thing. Podcasts, how many of those have I done in the past? I think I've done 1, maybe 2, something like that.
Somewhat hidden by the large wagon. She continued to speak, her voice quivering as relating the memory caused water to swell in her eyes again.
Okay. Forward. Okay, let's save. Hello, oh Jesus. Thomas Factory Unfold. And hello, Jesus Christ. These names. Sup, lol, Donal, Luna, S, Jesus Christ.
There's a filly in the woods.
Hang on. Why did I say that southern? Hang on. That ain't gonna get caught, is it? Well, if it is, I'm just gonna cloak it. Okay, how long of a pause is that?
Arise again.
Little too long. Let's bring that back just a tad.
In her eyes again. There's a filly in the woods. She's dead. I found her while I was out playing. It's terrible. It's terrible, Big Mac.
Hang on. I need a script. I'm curious on that too. I don't recall blocking you. I don't recall blocking anybody for that matter. Anyways, let's get this from Film Fiction real quick. I really need to see what I'm looking at here. Could have just put it on my phone, but that's alright. Let's see. Is that over here? No, it's not, of course. So I got my favorites. This is where I put all of my readings that I plan to do. Well, stories that I plan to read and maybe possibly do. How far down is this one? It can't be that far, I wouldn't imagine. Maybe page 2. God, that freaking... that profile pic. That's the one that's always been there since the beginning. Jesus, I need to change that thing. I recently read this one, the Don't Watch Me one. If it didn't have a certain scene, I would do this one. But there's a touchy scene in there. There you are. Okay, let's go down here. Okay, let's see. What do we need to do here? We need to find where we are. Let's see. What's today? Today is Wednesday. Okay, so it's not garbage day. Just making sure. Return direction. Continue to speak, her voice quivering. The filly in the wood, she's dead. I found her out playing. It's terrible, Big Mac. Okay, so it was a double. I thought it was, but I couldn't tell for sure. Okay, just keep that up so that we can find it.
It's terrible, Big Mac. It's terrible, Big Mac. We gotta go get her. No.
Okay, hang on. Bring this back. I think that's fine. Right?
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Oh, I see what I did. It's back.
Playing. It's terrible, Big Mac. We gotta go get her. No. We gotta go get her.
Okay. Thought I slipped my tongue there a little bit.
Terrible, Big Mac. We gotta go get her. We can't just leave her out there.
Hang on.
Terrible, Big. We can't just leave her out. We can't just leave her out there.
Can't do anything about that. Okay, let's bring this back just a tad.
Leave her out there? Her little head fell.
Okay, maybe go a little bigger. Okay, hang on. Damn, I thought it lasted forever. Huh? I know, my name is weird. Definitely. Why'd you get blocked? I honestly have no idea. I don't recall blocking them. I have made some artwork on Instagram. I even used that fucking word. Jesus, you have so many apps. So many apps? Like, you mean my front page? That's not apps. That's just garbage. That's a lot of stuff. I mean, it's all there for a reason. Like, 28 Pranks Later sequel. Jesus Christ, that's old. My desktop is a fucking mess. It's just a mess. Nice wallpaper. Thank you. That is just one I found on the internet and decided, hey, that looks nice. And to be honest, I don't remember nice wallpaper, whatever the fuck that means. It's terrible, Big Mac. I don't know what the hell that is. Are there any VAs in this reading you're doing? No. The YouTube symbol. I don't know why. Laughing face. Chem VAs 13. Sure. Boring stream. Bye. Okay, whatever.
Her little head fell, and she wept again. Her little head fell, and she wept again, waiting for Big Mac to respond.
Like I said, the structure of these sentences was so weird. That's why I'm struggling. Well, yeah, that's mainly why I was struggling in this, because some of the sentence structures are so goddamn weird. I mean, I don't know if that's grammatical error or if it's just the way that the author wrote it. I don't know.
Respond.
Okay.
I fucking swear. Respond.
I don't know if you heard that. Oh, that's funny. This is when the Windows notifications got me.
I fucking swear. If that got in there.
It didn't get there. Okay, so I don't need to repeat it. Let's see, where did I repeat it? Like right there?
I fucking swear. If that got in there. I don't think it did. But notifications, could you kindly piss off?
I may sound angry, but
redo that
I'm
just
actually,
in case that did happen.
I'm actually not angry. I'm just irritated. Let's see, I guess here? Okay, I don't know where we are.
She felt miserable and knew he would pull her close and comfort her, his warmth filling her up and silently letting her know, waiting for Big Mac to respond.
Okay. Bring this back a little bit. I mean, what did that person expect? It's editing. Of course it's boring.
Waiting for Big Mac to respond. She felt miserable and knew he would pull her close and comfort her.
I better double check that I didn't skip anything. I don't think I did, but I may have. Let's see, we need to go, let's see, turn direction, then look at her. I don't know what she was playing. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this should be grammatically way better, but I liked it. Big Match response. She felt miserable and she felt miserable. Okay, so let's just. I don't have to put down Audacity. Gotta remember that.
Waiting for Big Mac to respond. She felt miserable and knew he would pull her close and comfort her, his warmth filling her up and silently letting her know that everything would be okay. A thundering crack broke the filly from her misery as the axe tore through the flesh of another log.
Oh dear.
Its rended pieces falling to the ground. Applebloom waited
Okay, bring that back.
Tore through the flesh of another log, its rended pieces falling to the ground. Applebloom waited expectantly of her brother and went on with her story. Shoot him. Should I have been out there, but it just makes me so...
Okay, dialogue. Let's see, how long does this go for?
And went on with her story. Should...
Little longer is what I would like. That's what she said.
And went on with her story. Should I have been out there, but it just makes me so sad to think about.
Okay.
Another thick, tearing sound filled the air, and Applebloom jerked her head upwards to see her brother going about his chores as if her words meant nothing.
That's fine.
God, I feel like I'm getting way too much reverberation.
Nope, it's fine. We'll fix that in the later parts. Let's see, where are we going next? It's back. Okay, let's see. I wonder if I'm... Shadow's only voiced for one thing of mine. Rar? I don't know what that is. Monkey emoji? Okay. Lol. Why hello there? Is there okay? No. It's already done, so I'm not going to even bother with it. Oh, I remember what happened. I didn't block you. My friend Mark, who is a mod of my chat, he, like, what's the word? It's not blocking, it's... I don't stream enough. He silenced or, like, muted... He, like, muted you to basically get you... because you were spamming something. So, he wanted to just remove you from the chat. Temporarily. That's what happened. I remember that. That's what happened. Personally, I don't care. If it's spam that's like harmless, I don't worry about it. But, you know, if someone's like, you know, spamming, you know, bad things that are going to get me, you know, banned, then yes, I'm going to remove it. When does this reading due? This reading is, Jesus, I'm not sure when it's actually coming out. I think it's going to come out this month. I'm getting so tied up in what month it is. Don't know why. It's August, right? Yeah. So, yeah, sometime this... Well, maybe not this month, because we've got a reading out already. So maybe September. Or maybe later this month. I don't know. It all depends on how things go. Because I still got to record for the Halloween thing. Yes, I still haven't done that, but I will... be announcing who gets the main role tomorrow. So, well, I'm not going to make a video about it. I'm just going to add the person to the group. So, there we go. But, let's see. God, my brain's going a million directions right now. Trying to figure things out. What do we need? What else are we focusing around here? So, yeah, I still need to get that recorded. Are there anything else that I'm doing for Halloween? I don't think so. Nope, it's just those two fics. So that'll be for Halloween. September is probably going to be this fic. It all depends on how Sweet Dreams Sweetie does. I think it's going to do well. It's already sitting at like 400 views. Last time I looked anyway. In fact, I'm actually just going to look right now. Let's see how many views it's got. Let's see, dashboard. It's got 470 views on estimate. So, yeah. It's doing pretty well. It's already got more views than, like, the last 3 readings. So, yeah, it's doing well. But I don't know, it all depends on how it works. Plus, YouTube seems to like me only releasing, like, 1 video per month, and that makes it easier on me, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. But anyway, words meant nothing. Okay, what are we going to here? Applebloom couldn't believe what she was seeing. She didn't know what kind of... Okay. Words meant nothing. Applebloom couldn't believe what she was seeing. She didn't know what kind of strange game her older siblings were playing, but she simply couldn't believe that they
but she simply couldn't believe.
You could tell right there I was getting mad. Just had to take a deep breath and that's what Cadence taught Twilight, right? Yeah, deep breath, slowly out. Yeah. Something like that.
Playing, but she simply couldn't believe they wouldn't listen to her. A life was gone and they just didn't seem to care.
Okay.
Frustration ate the filly's mind, and she burst into a wail as she darted towards the farmhouse.
Didn't I mess up
Stupid
here?
games at times like this?
No, I didn't. Like I said, when I messed up, I had to take a really good look at the line because, as you've seen, it's compiled. I mean, I like this guy's stories, but seriously, grammaticals, please get a proofreader. Okay, hang on, I need to read. What does this reading do? Boy, her with what? That was yeah, it was. He did this. Sorry for that question. I like almost anything. Oh, I see. The thought you blocked me since 2019 or was it 2020? I don't know. It's been long. But I now learned that it was Mark that muted me. Dang, that was right. Sweet Dream Sweetie was a good one. And about my artwork on Instagram, I would give you a link to my Instagram, but I don't know if I can. Yeah, links are blocked in the chat. Just because. I really thought Sweet Dream Sweetie was not going to do well, considering its length. And, I mean, it reminds me, does it remind me of, like, that reading series? Well, it's not a series, but it's like a compilation. I mean, they are short stories, but they're not, as short as this one was. But it kind of reminded me of, like, the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark series. I love those books as a kid.
Seemed to care. Frustration ate the filly's mind, and she burst into a wail as she darted towards the farmhouse.
If you can hear that construction
Stupid
background,
games at times like this? Stupid games at a time like this? It was just too much for the filly to handle.
Okay, bring that back.
The farmhouse. Stupid games at a time like this?
Was that me, or was that the...
Stupid games at a time like this?
That's fine.
It was just too much for the filly to handle. She was furious at the moment and hated them for it.
Bring that back a little bit.
Too much for the filly to handle. She was furious at the moment and hated them for it.
Okay.
Did they think she was making...
Okay. Bring this back. I already had this story figured out by then.
Hated them for it. Did they think she was making it up? Big Mac didn't even... Big Mac hadn't even seen...
Fuck! Ow. That hurt my ears. But yeah, I got mad. It gets annoying when you have to repeat something over and over and over and over and over again. Was it me who did the artwork? No. It wasn't me. That was my friend Viola Rules. She's a fantastic friend and artist. How did I come into contact with Viola? Oh, I remember. It was through the unmarked audition for Annie. She's the one who played Annie for part 5 and forward. Yeah, because 4 is where where Quillstroke's voice came into play. Then we got to... Was there any other ones beforehand where... Yeah, that was right before... Yeah, it was unmarked part 5. No, 7, excuse me. Because 8 was the finale. But that's how I came to know Viola, but I didn't know she was an artist. So... What was the first thing she did art for? I cannot remember at all. But I just know... Holy crap, I'd have to go back way back in my history for that. But she's a good friend and a great artist.
And hated them for it.
Also, the one thing I noticed about that art piece altogether that I really liked, like it was the very first thing that I noticed, was the teeth. Her teeth were kind of off, like they were out of place with each other, like they were completely just jagged and weird. So I like that detail, and it like adds to her insanity.
And hated them for it. Did they think she was making it up? Big Mac hadn't even been upset that she had admitted to being in the Everfree Forest.
Okay.
She threw the door open to the house and
Okay.
loudly stomped up the steps before entering her bedroom and slamming the door behind her.
Okay.
They would be sorry for ignoring her when they stopped laughing at their little joke long enough to realize that she was upset.
Okay, did I say something wrong there? I think I did.
I said that wrong. They would be sorry for ignoring.
I think that was fine, but whatever. It's part of the job. You have to say things perfectly, even though that never happens.
The door behind her. They would be sorry for ignoring her when they stopped laughing at their little joke long enough to realize she was upset.
Okay.
She would just climb into her bed and wait for them to come and check on her.
Okay.
She just couldn't grasp how they would react. She just couldn't grasp how they could act like that.
Okay.
They just didn't care.
Okay. This one, right?
She just couldn't.
Yep. The hell is going on out there?
She just couldn't grasp how. She just couldn't grasp how they could act like that. They just didn't care. Applebloom holds the blanket
Back.
They just didn't care.
Okay.
Applebloom holds the blankets of her bed over her head and.
I remember this one. Let's just skip past all that. Oh my god. If you guys want to hear it, I guess I'll let you hear it. It adds some humor to the stream, I guess.
Applebloom holds the blankets of her bed over her head and
Just mind
buried
your
her
ears.
face in the pillow. In her pillow! Fuck! Jesus.
I was so mad. Because, what did I keep saying? I kept saying something to do with the pillow. Like, in her pillow or on her pillow. I kept saying something like that. And that's the incorrect line.
Care. Applebloom pulled the blankets of her bed over her head and buried her face in her pillow.
There we go.
Screaming once to let out her frustration and burden. The pillow muffled her agonized wails, and a sudden exhaustion swept her.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Anyways, what's he doing at work? And as you go down, you can see my older. I think she was referring to me. I just noticed there for more people. Okay.
The pillow muffled her agonized wails, and a sudden exhaustion swept her. Her nerves had been arduously.
Oh yeah, term. This happens. It happens. Okay, I don't think there's anything of importance all this way down.
Her nerves had been arduously taxed, and unknown to the filly, her subconscious demanded time to process the horrendous events of the day. Her tiny eyes closed. They felt warm and puffy from the many tears.
Hang on.
Events of the day. Her tiny eyes closed. They felt warm and puffy from the many tears she had shed that day.
Okay.
The blackness took her, giving her a moment to respite in what was the most stressful day of her life.
Okay, I think this is where we cut. Alright, let me...
Giving her a moment to respite in what was the most stressful day of her life.
Okay. Okay, I think we gotta pause here. Alright, so we'll just take this, because there's where it begins again. That might be something. I don't think it is, but that might be something. Okay, we're just gonna silence all that, but we're gonna cut it down to about that much. Okay, what's all this?
She was being hunted. Applebloom could feel the predatory eyes of the creature on her, and she felt her...
Jesus Christ, I got like very quiet.
Let's see. No. Spite in what?
Oh, I know what happened. It's because I had my monitoring off. So it sounded a little louder.
She was being hunted. Applebloom could feel the predatory eyes of the creature on her, and she felt her heart beating far faster than it had before. Panic was setting in.
Stop. Save. I need to use the bathroom. This is what coffee does to you. I'll be right back. All right. That was nice. Shit. All right. Continuing.
Panic was setting in, and she felt rows of tiny bumps popping up on her flesh. Her coat standing up. Her coat.
Whoops. I don't know I did that. Let's see. Just bring that back.
Of tiny bumps popping up on her flesh. Her coat standing up as the oppressive feeling gained. No. Her coat standing up as the oppressive feeling gained. Her coat standing up as the oppressive feeling gained a tighter grip around the filly's mind.
There we go. The way this is described, man.
Up on her flesh. Her coat standing up as the oppressive feeling gained a tighter grip around the filly's mind.
Okay.
Her eyes were wide and searching, and she breathed.
Is it literally every goddamn
That's right.
line?
Her eyes were wide and searching, and she breathed in giant lungfuls of air.
Okay, bring that back. No! Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I know how to fix
Her coat
this.
standing up.
Okay. I know how to fix this. But I think...
Her coat standing up as the oppressive feeling gained a tighter grip around the filly's mind. Her eyes were wide and searching, and she breathed. That's right. Her eyes were wide.
Bring that back.
Her eyes were wide and searching, and she breathed in giant lungfuls of air. A twig snapped, and she shrieked. She needed to get home to Sweet Apple Acres. It wasn't too far off, and creatures of the Everfree wouldn't venture out of the tree line.
Okay.
If she could just make a break for home, she would be safe.
Okay.
This part's gonna be fucking fun.
See, I even say to myself, like, oh, this part's gonna be fucking fun to mix. It's gonna fucking suck. Especially what happens here.
She would be safe.
Okay.
A growl came from behind her, and she broke in terror.
And I don't think you guys realize, almost every growl, minus a few, I do all by myself. All by myself. Like the demon growl, like, okay, let's go. I guess I could just show that to you. Why not? Why not? Might as well just showcase myself even more. No, they don't do it. That's alright. But if I just go here, let's go to YouTube. What is that reading called? Underneath. Excuse me. underneath. Damn it. MLP reading. We'll just type that in. Alright.
Grammarly helps make your writing clear and concise, no matter where you are.
Shut up. Copyright bullshit. Okay. So, let's find the spot. I think I know what part it is. Like, right here somewhere. Like some pony was slowly moving a rolling pin over a hoofful of saltines. Shivers ran up her spine, and she dove under the sweet protection of her covers. That's me. It didn't take long for the sounds to mutate into something more sinister. Scratching, clawing noises, like something was trying to get out from under her bed, but was trapped. The hair on the back of her neck. Not the scratching, thing. I don't do that. It's the growl that you're hearing. Even, let's see, that's where the lightning kicks in. Then, a bright flash lit up the room as a bolt of lightning would from the outside world if it were a dark and stormy night. And the telltale whirring. That's me too. That is me. With some editing applied, yes, that's me. Editing, pitch, stuff like that, yep, that is me. Like, can I recreate that sound before it was like pitched and all that crap? Like, that's what you're hearing. Except it was a little different back then. Or, different, my god. Except it was pitch shifted, it was added with some effects, and of course volume played. The growl, well, not the growl, but the high pitch one. That is what you're hearing. See? Good at monster noises too. If she could just make a break for home, she would be safe. Like if I was doing a growl, like if I'm doing a Timberwolf growl, oh dear god. No. Like I just gotta imagine a sound my voice can make and then I could pitch shift it like. No, that's more like I don't know what that is. But more like a something like that. Oh dear god. If she could just make a break for home, she would be safe. A growl came from behind her, and she broke in terror, panic forcing her decisions. No. A growl came from behind her, and she broke in terror, panic forcing her decisions. She needed to get away. Okay, bring that back. For home, she would be safe. A growl came from behind her, and she broke in terror, panic forcing her decisions. She needed to get away. She needed to quit. She needed to get away quickly, or it would catch her and kill her. She screamed loudly and scampered deeper. Okay, bring that back. She needed to get away quickly, or it would catch her and kill her. She screamed loudly and scampered deeper into the woods. Her legs pumped wildly, and she tore through bushes and low-hanging limbs, earning several painful scratches. Earning several painful scratches across her body. Get that back. Alright, I'm back after earning a cutie mark at frying fries. Interesting. Because I just like to give myself some, I don't know, and low-hanging limbs, challenges. Earning several painful scratches across her body. Is that plosive? And low-hanging limbs, earning several painful scratches across. Nope, not even a bass pulse. I figured out that recording at this angle is actually the best for not getting plosives. It actually is really efficient. And if you watch VAs in Disney or even MLP, you'll see that the mic is above their head. So I decided to try that myself, even though I'm normally in this position right here when I'm narrating. Like I'm sitting up, so I'm not, constantly, suppressing my air. Like, okay, it wouldn't be right there. It'd be like right there. Somewhere about right here. So, somewhere about right there is where I would be. But the mic is less in front of my mouth and more above my mouth. That is the easiest way to, like, not get a plosive. Like, if you're wondering what a plosive is, please bring pizza pronto. See, I'm not even getting a plosive. Please bring pizzas pronto. Even the thing is taken out. But those little booms that you hear, that's what a plosive is, or a pop, for that matter. That has really helped to take those out.
And low-hanging limbs, earning several painful scratches across her body. She didn't even seem to care about scratches. Behind her, limbs snapped, and the sounds of a large
Hang on.
Hey.
Behind her, limbs snapped, and the sounds of a large Okay,
so I did.
Behind her, limbs snapped, and the sounds of a large predator tearing through the brush.
Get that and
the sounds of a large predator.
That back. Probably gonna sound a little wonky.
Limbs snapped, and the sounds.
Yep. We need to get that out of there. Alright, that's fine. I'll just zoom in a little bit. Whoa. Alright. Bring that back. Let's see if that sounds a little better.
Behind her, limbs snapped, and the sounds of a large predator tearing through the brush.
Little too close. Let's bring that out just a tad.
Behind her, limbs snapped, and the sounds of a large predator tearing through the brush sang horror to her ears.
Whoopsie doodle.
The filly tore through another bush and found herself in a small clearing. She knew where she was, and adrenaline. Fucking hell! She knew where she was, and adrenaline cleared her.
Okay, bring that out.
She knew where she was, and adrenaline cleared her.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Just get that out of there. Sure.
She knew where she was, and adrenaline cleared her frightened mind for a moment. She realized her legs were screaming from multiple abrasions, and several thorns poked from.
Okay.
And several thorns poked from. And several thorns poked from bleeding wounds. But youch.
Okay, so I gotta get this on point. Let's see. We wanna go not right there. We wanna go like right here somewhere.
Full abrasions and several thorns poked from bleeding wounds.
Is that a plosive?
Full abrasions and several thorns poked from
Nope. Looks like there's a little rupture right there, but it's not.
Full abrasions and several thorns poked from bleeding wounds. But something much worse was clear. Wounds. But something much worse was clear.
Okay.
She had run in the wrong direction.
Stop. It's about right there, I'd say. But whatever.
Direction. She was further from the farm than she had been.
Okay.
Another throaty growl broke the filly's fuck a dickenwad.
Fuck a dickenwad. Oh dear.
Another throaty growl.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I love my job, but I hate it at the same time.
Fuck a.
Okay. No, that's throaty growl.
Another throaty growl.
Yep, that's fine. Oh, that was funny.
Another throaty growl broke the apple filly's thoughts, and the terrifying...
Hang on. See if we can't get that out.
The apple filly's thoughts, and... The apple filly's thoughts, and the terrifying wood...
Don't think I can get that out.
The apple filly's thoughts, and the terrifying wooden face of the largest timberwolf she had ever... Fucking criminy Christmas.
This is a long line. This is a long line. You can't blame me here.
Another throaty growl broke the apple filly's thoughts, and the terrifying wooden face...
Okay, so where did I retake this?
And the terrifying wooden...
Right there. Okay, so it's at and. Okay, where is that? That's a good question.
And the
Got it. That's how long I've been looking at wavelengths. I can predict where things are.
Another throaty growl broke the apple filly's thoughts, and the terrifying wooden face of the largest timberwolf that could ever exist pushed through the foliage. Its glowing green eyes...
Yep, needed a fucking needed a break right there. Full stops. They're a thing, Arthur. Use them, please. It makes my job a lot easier. Like, a lot more easier.
Through the foliage. Its glowing green eyes promising death to the filly.
Okay.
She screamed and backed away.
Okay, where's that little click? Right there. That will definitely get caught, so nope. Fuck off.
The filly.
Okay, we need to bring that back anyways. Got an itch. Okay, bring that back.
Death to the filly. She screamed and backed away a few steps until her rump pressed against the bark of a...
I promise you guys, I am never usually this bad. It was just not a good day.
Pressed against the bark of a...
I am usually never this bad.
She screamed and backed away a few steps until her rump...
Okay, I see where we are. Right there.
Until her rump pressed against the bark of a large tree. The eyes of...
If a little gets in, it's not that bad.
Away a few steps until her rump pressed against the bark of a large tree. The eyes of the beast entranced the filly, and she was paralyzed under the gaze. Her mind screamed for her to run, but her body rejected the command.
Okay.
She brought her forelegs up to protect herself. Jesus. She brought her forelegs...
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with my voice. I honestly have no idea. Just not a good day. Well, whatever. I need to get this recorded.
But her body rejected the command. She brought her forelegs up to protect herself from the monster, but she knew it was a useless gesture. Through her shivering
reminds me of that one episode of Fairy Life Prince. Pawnee style! Don't ask me. I don't know why that got held for review, but it did. Oh, that's who everybody's saying hi to. Hello, Jesus Christ. Zaid, ABD? I don't know. Hello. Funny. Effing Criminy Christmas. That's the next blooper you should have saved. I don't really save my bloopers anymore because I just don't... The blooper reels never do well. They never do well, so I just don't bother making them anymore.
Screamed for her to run, but her body rejected the command.
Okay.
She brought her forelegs up to protect herself from the monster, but she knew it was a useless gesture.
Stop. Save. Okay.
Through her shivering limbs, she witnessed the beast open its drooling maw and lunge, those huge teeth encompassing all of her vision as a... Those huge teeth encompassing all of her vision as a scream broke from her throat.
Okay, let's see, where are we?
Those huge...
Yep.
Open its drooling maw and lunge, those huge teeth encompassing all of her vision as a scream broke from her throat.
Okay, I think we're at another pause. That's what it looks like. Oh,
Okay.
hey.
Another pause.
Jesus Jesus Christ, what is that? Construction equipment is what it is, but what is rocking my chair? I don't know, don't care. They're doing my job, I'm doing my job. Whoa, that was close. They're out in the blazing heat, I'm in a cool house. So. Okay, so we got another pause here so we can just get all this nice and silent. That was gross. Sorry, guys. Where are we? We're at 1622 to 1635. Let's get that a little closer, I guess. Sure. Why not? Okay, it looks like I already say something nasty here. Yep. Yep. The door to Apple Bloom's room thundered open. Yeah, this freaking line was a little tricky. Okay, let's see. We want to go. I don't know what the fuck is up with this breathless bullshit, but I hate it. The door to Apple Bloom's room thundered open, causing the feel. Okay. The door to Apple Bloom's room thundered open. The door to Apple Bloom's room thundered open, causing the filly to tumble out of her bed to crash out of sight to the hard floor. Nope. Yeah. Causing the filly to tumble out of her. Alright, where are we exactly? Oh dear. Causing the. Right there. I am never this bad, I just don't know why. Why was this a bad day? Maybe the blooper reels could be one of the members only content items. I mean, they just never do well. That's the thing. And they gotta do well in order for them to be, you know, considered something special. Plus, blooper reels are a lot of work. Especially the way that I do them. You're talking hours upon hours of work. I mean, this is hours upon hours, but nothing compared to blooper reels. The door to Apple Bloom's room thundered open, causing the filly to tumble out of her bed to crash out of sight to the hard floor. She gasped in fright. The monster was here. She brought her forelegs up to protect herself from the jaws of the terrible creature. Okay, bring that back. She brought her forelegs up to protect herself from the jaws of the terrible creature. That's fine. Apple Bloom! No. Oh. Apple Bloom, you in here? Apple Bloom, you in here? Didn't I redo that? Her sister's voice was loud and shaking with fright. Oh, yeah, wow. Didn't I need to back up a little bit? Let's see how this came out. Apple Bloom! No. Apple Bloom, you in here? That didn't sound good. Apple Bloom, you ain't here? That's good. Her sister's voice was loud and okay, bring that back. Jesus fucking Christ. Is that a helicopter? That's what it sounds like, but I don't think there's any fires in the area. Of the terrible creature. Apple Bloom, you ain't here? We'll just leave it like that for now. Her sister's voice was loud and shaking with fright, but Apple Bloom realized with relief that she was at home. Okay. Need to shift to my chair. The monster was only a dream. Okay, bring that back. At home. The monster was only a dream, brought on by the nightmare she had seen in real life. Hang on. At home. The monster was only a dream, brought on. I don't like that little going up to it. I don't know why that happened. Let's just silence that. Home. The monster was only a dream, brought on by the nightmare she had seen in real life. Applejack must not have. Okay, stop. Bring that back. Sparrow, have you had a replica of the one ring you can get that from Wish. I don't trust Wish at all.
In real life. Applejack must not have seen her fall out of the... Apple Bloom must not have...
Having a stroke over here, don't mind me.
Apple Bloom must not have seen her fall out of the bed, and she was considering not answering. Apple Bloom must have not seen her not Apple Bloom, Applejack. Applejack must not have seen her fall out of the bed, and she considered not answering.
That happens more often than you'd like to know. It does. Because you have multiple characters in the story, especially if they start with the same goddamn name. Yeah. You can easily mistake that.
And she considered not answering. Her sister hadn't wanted to hear what she had to say earlier, so why should she care now?
She has a point.
To say earlier, so why should she care now?
Okay.
Big Macintosh.
Did you find her? Did you find her?
Broken. Another voice broke.
Okay, bring that back. Oop, wait, too close. Let's just go like this. There is a method to my madness, as you guys have seen. There is a method to my madness. This may look completely gibberish, like this may look like complete chaos, but trust me, when it's done, it sounds good.
Why should she care now?
Okay, let's see, how far is that? Pretty damn far.
Did you find her? Broken.
Bring that back a little bit.
Should she care now?
Still too far.
Did you find her? Broken.
Bring this back.
Care now.
Okay, that might be a little bit more.
Did you find her? Broken. Another voice broke from the door. It was Big Mac.
That's gotta be a helicopter.
Another voice broke from the door. It was Big Macintosh. He rarely spoke when he was... He rarely spoke, and when he did, it was out of necessity.
Bare necessities. I am terrible.
It's Big Macintosh. And when he did, it was out.
Oh shit. I accidentally deleted something. Yeah, it's alright.
It was Big Macintosh. He rarely spoke, and when he did, it was out of necessity. It was so odd to hear him string together a sentence, no matter how small.
Huh?
God damn it. It was so odd to hear him string together a sentence, no matter how small, that Apple Bloom understood that the situation must be important.
Like, see what I mean? That is a weird sentence structure. Like, I think the sentence could have it could have been rewritten so much differently. Like, I just don't understand it. That's why I was confused.
Out of necessity.
So if it sounds
It was so odd to hear him string together a sentence, no matter how small, that Apple Bloom understood that the situation must be important.
Okay.
That Apple Bloom understood that the situation must be important.
Nope, I like the other one better.
Applejack.
Okay, more dialogue. Let's see, we want to put that... I'd say about right there.
Important. No. Oh, Meg. Do you think she went out into the forest again?
It's really hard to do Applejack very emotional. Plus, my emotional acting is very... I don't know. It's my weakness. Hopefully it sounds okay.
No. Oh, Meg. Do you think she went out into the forest again?
Because it's really hard to control
Applejack,
that accent.
Applejack answered.
I'll let you hear the...
Applejack, Applejack answered.
Okay, bring that back. Got an itch. Excuse me.
Applejack answered. Apple Bloom understanding the severity of the situation.
Bring that back.
Applejack answered. Apple Bloom understanding the severity of the situation, popped her head over the bed.
Okay.
Hold on. No. Hold on, I'm right here, but... She was too late and only saw...
Okay, get that back. Let's see. That was Sparrow's impression of the lesser known apple stroke. My apples. Sugar cube. I don't know.
Hold on, I'm right here, but...
Okay.
She was too late and only saw shadows moving away from her door. With a quick glance to the window, she saw that it was late in the evening, probably past her bedtime. She must have slept through dinner.
Oh, jeez.
She must have slept through dinner. She got to her hooves and darted across the room.
Yeah, I don't know what's causing the bass trap outside, but I'm glad I recorded this yesterday. That would be a nightmare editing, or recording. Hang on.
It was late in the evening, probably past her bedtime. She must have slept through dinner. She got to her hooves and darted across the room, hearing Applejack and Big Mac downstairs. Hearing Applejack and Big Mac downstairs.
Yep, glad I retook that. Why is that goddamn... Hang on. What is shaking the house?
That roller over there, they had a vibrator on it. It packs the dirt damage you're rolling it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Looks like an earthquake. Jesus, I thought the washer was worse. Okay, anyways. Okay. I need to save. Yeah, there's construction going on across the street. There's a roller not too far off that's putting a lot of pressure, and it's causing, you know, little ruptures.
And darted across the room, hearing Applejack and Big Mac downstairs.
Yeah, I'll probably have to...
Oh god, do I have to do, what's her name?
Granny Smith.
Yeah, Granny Smith.
No, I don't. You young whippersnappers.
And darted across the room, hearing Applejack and Big Mac downstairs. Oh god, do I have to do, what's her name?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Alright. A little further out.
Stairs. We gotta find her.
Okay.
We gotta find her. That place is not safe for any pony, let alone a little filly.
Okay, I think that's the right take.
We gotta find her. That place is not safe for any pony, let alone a little filly. I'm gonna whoop her good when we get her fuck. I'm gonna whoop her good when we find her little rump.
Well, I'm gonna whip her a good fuck. Fun stuff. How loud is that?
Let alone a little filly.
Yikes.
Let alone a little filly.
It's not loud enough to pierce the eardrums, though.
Let alone a little filly. I'm gonna whoop her good when we find her little rump. Applejack.
You do not know how hard I was trying not to not laugh at that. I'm gonna whip her good when we find her rump.
Applejack's voice quivered. Fuck.
Which, basically, if you don't know what a rump is, it's an ass, basically. I'm gonna tan her hide when she gets back
Find
here.
her little rump. Applejack's voice quivered again, and
Nope, that's too close. These are things you gotta take into account when you're editing. Okay.
Find her little rump. Applejack's voice quivered again, and
That's fine.
Applebloom tossed any notion of paying her family back out the window. She didn't like making them worried. Yup. No. Yup. No. Yup.
I almost feel like I like the first one best.
Yup. No. Yup. No. Yup.
I like the first one. Well, let me listen to it one more time.
Yup. No. Yup. No. Yup.
whatever. I'll go with the last take. Why not? Big Macintosh is just a voice I cannot get to because, well, it's just not in my register. I'm gonna whip her good when I find that little rump. Fuck. That's funny. Oh wow, I had some construction going on in here the last few days. It's like I couldn't hear my own thoughts. It's not that bad by any means, because it's across the street. It's not in my yard per se, but it's across the street. Because we have a medical clinic right across the street. Don't ask me why that's built within like a cul-de-sac, but it is. And yeah, where I live, things are weird. Like there's a church 2 houses down from me that a family lives in, and there is a medical clinic across the street. There is a fire truck holding house across the street, and now they're extending the freaking parking lot. I mean, it's good. If I have to go pick up my medication, it's right there across the street. It's better than driving and wasting gas. Really? I don't know how that happened. Yep.
I hope she's okay. Just as Apple Bloom landed on the first floor, she saw the front door slam shut.
Okay.
She quickly followed after her older siblings, calling their names as she pried to the heavy
I almost said younger siblings.
front door slammed shut. She quickly followed after her older siblings, calling their names as she pried to the heavy front. Fuck a dick. Calling their names as she pried to the heavy front door. Calling their names as she pried to the heavy front door open.
Jesus. Right here?
Calling their name.
Yep. Excuse me.
Her siblings, calling their names as she pried to the heavy front door open. Calling their names as she pried to the heavy front door open.
Don't know
Her
why I
eyes
did
took a
that,
moment
but
to
okay.
adjust to the night.
Bring that back a little bit.
Siblings, calling their names as she pried to the heavy front door open. Her eyes took a moment to adjust to the night, but she could see the bouncing light of the lantern and 2 silhouettes within heading a... Fucking hell.
Another long sentence.
Where are we?
We're in my room.
Door open. Her eyes took a moment to adjust to the night, but she could see the bouncing light of a lantern and 2 silhouettes within heading across the fields towards the Everfree Forest. It was dark, and creatures of the forest were far more awake at night. It was...
That was fine. Why did I have to redo that? Why did I have to redo that? It was fine. But whatever. Alright, save first, actually. Save.
Towards the Everfree Forest. It was dark, and creatures of the forest were far more awake at night. Finding the body could...
Finding the body could wait. Bring that back. Actually, no. Let's give that a little bit more space. Let's bring that out just a little bit.
Forest
Maybe.
were far more awake at night. Finding the body could wait until morning. Applejack! Big Mac! Wait!
There we go. And that's right here. That's actually right here. It's actually not backed up, which is actually pretty interesting. That's because Apple Bloom's impression is kind of a compressed kind of tone. Like, I have to really, like, if I go into, like, vocal, like, terminology here, let's see. Like I suppress a lot of it into my throat so that it doesn't make a lot of ruckus. Like, it stays down. So, like, the treble part of it, like, treble is high end, bass low end. Apple Bloom is very treble. So the treble part of it stays down. That's why that didn't peak. Did it peak?
Applejack! Big Mac! Wait!
Nope, it did not.
So, Applejack! Big Mac! Wait!
Hear the compression? Which all that compression means is that the high ends are brought down so that we don't get peaks. Which I rarely ever get peaks with this microphone. It's a damn good mic.
What?
Wait, how close are
Until morning. Applejack.
we? Oh wow, we need to scoot it out a little bit. Whoops.
Would wait until morning. Applejack, Big Mac, wait.
That's good. We're gonna bring that back just a little bit. We'll fix it later on.
They must not have heard her as their forms began to shrink in the. They must not have heard her as their forms began to shrink in the distance.
Bring that back.
They must not have heard her as their forms began to shrink in the distance. She heard the distinctive sound of barking as Winona joined them. Apple Bloom, unable to shake the mutilated body from
Back.
Winona joined them. Apple Bloom, unable to shake the mutilated body from her head, gave chase to her siblings. Afraid whatever ate the filly may find them as well.
Okay, let's get that on point. Sure.
Siblings. Afraid whatever ate the filly may find them as well. Her legs pumped wildly to catch up. They had stopped at the tree line, and Apple Bloom could see Applejack holding what looked like one of her ribbons down for Winona to smell.
Get.
She called on all of her reserves to spring.
Sorry, had a bug.
She called on what?
Whoops, what did I do that for? What did I do that for? Bring that back.
Winona to smell. She called on all of her reserves to sprint towards the. Fuck a dick.
Here we go again. Oh dear.
For Winona to smell. She called on all of her reserves to sprint towards the longer-legged ponies, but Winona howled. God damn it. But Winona howled and leapt into the darkness of the woods. Applejack and Big Mash closed
Big Mash. Big Mash.
the longer-legged ponies, but Winona howled and leapt into the darkness of the woods. Applejack and Big Mash
Big Mash. Brain, why did you not want to work yesterday? Let's silence that.
ponies, but Winona howled and leapt into the darkness of the woods. Applejack and Big Mash Big Mash? Applejack and Big Macintosh close.
See what I mean? I'm getting a laugh out of it. Because I know just how ridiculous this amount of work is. And I know just what I'm going through because I've done it multiple times. So I'm just getting a laugh out of it because I know that it's just ridiculous. Big Mash.
Into the darkness of the woods. Applejack and Big Macintosh close behind her. Ugh. Applejack and Big Macintosh close behind her. Wait! It's dangerous in there!
Sorry, guys. Excuse me.
Leapt into the darkness of the woods. Applejack and Big Macintosh close behind her.
Let me just get that breath out. Then we can align this a little better. Hang on.
What? I'm busy.
Rich, you failed miserably on that one. Holy God Almighty. Oh my God. The British people have failed miserably. Not against anybody who is British. Oh my God. My mom just showed me a video of some lady reading a book. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like, I can't say that on YouTube. But it's a book that takes terminology used in the US completely out of context. Like, the Brits use this no problemo, but in the US it's considered sexual. Jesus Christ. Anyways, back to work. Into the darkness of the woods. Applejack and Big Macintosh. Hang on. Into the darkness of the woods. Applejack and Big Macintosh close behind her. That's fine. Wait! It's dangerous in there! You don't think they know that? Okay, anyways. Jesus. Give someone that book and tell them to try not to laugh. Wait! It's dangerous in there! Ooh, that's loud. Okay, let's lower that just a tad. Because that is just a little teensy loud. Let's just -3. Wait! It's dangerous in there! Still a little loud, but not that bad. Oh my God. Oh, we need to bring this back apparently. Oh my God. Close behind her. Wait! It's dangerous in there! It's fine. Applebloom skidded to a halt at the forest line and nervously muttered to herself. She didn't know what to do. She didn't know what to do. She hollered loudly, but the forest was too good at muffling sounds, and she knew that her siblings wouldn't hear her. Holy shit. That was bad. Hello, Chase Layman or Lyman? I don't know. But, oh man, that was bad. I can't even say the title of the name without YouTube flagging my ass. Honestly, I can't. That's the problem. Like, that's how bad it is. Oh my God, I'm peeling on my shoulders now? Oh my God. Oh, that was random. But, yeah, I can't say it. Layman. Layman. Alright, she muttered to herself. She didn't know what to do. She hollered loudly, but the forest was too good at muffling sounds, and she knew that her siblings wouldn't hear her. She didn't want to go into that place again, but she knew she had to do it. Okay. There was a bloodthirsty beast lurking within, and she couldn't stand the thought. So just bring all that back. Had to do it. There was a bloodthirsty beast lurking within, and she couldn't back. Get that a little closer. Had to do it. There was a bloodthirsty beast lurking within, and she couldn't stand the thought of her family becoming. And she couldn't stand the thought of her family and she could. Okay. Send it on Discord. Oh man, my mom has the post. I'll have to look that up afterwards. But holy crap. Yeah, I think it's one of those books that's just meant to be intentionally lewd. I can't say the name of it because YouTube will flag my ass. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Beast lurking within, and she couldn't stand the thought of her family becoming like that poor filly. That's better. A sudden surge of courage took the tiny pony. What? A sudden surge of courage took the tiny pony, and she dashed into the forest, calling after her family. See what I mean? The sentence structures. They were just hard for me to understand. That's why I had a hard time with some certain sentences. This can go out just a little bit. That poor filly. Maybe not that far. A sudden surge of courage took the tiny. That back. Becoming like that poor filly.
A sudden surge of courage took the tiny pony, and she dashed into the forest.
Stop. Back. Shut up.
Humming like that poor filly. A sudden surge of courage took the tiny pony, and she dashed into the forest, calling after her family.
Okay. Gonna have some sound effects here, but we're not worried about that step right now. We're just trying to get this done. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Her family. The filly was smaller than her siblings were, and could maneuver through the straggly brush, the straggly brush more easily. Following the barks of
But now you guys see, I'm not the only one with the lewd mind in my family. My mom said she was freaking crying laughing. I tried my hardest not to laugh, but I couldn't. I failed miserably.
Siblings were, and could maneuver through the straggly brush more easily. Following the barks of Winona, Applebloom began to... Fuck.
No, not that.
Following the barks of Winona, Applebloom began to gain... Applebloom began to gain ground on her larger kin. Her lungs burned, and she panted as she followed the direction of the barks.
What the hell?
Stop!
Oh, wow. I may have to go to monitoring to... I need to turn monitoring off in order to hear how loud that is.
We brush more easily. Applebloom began to gain ground on her larger kin.
Oh, I see.
Her lungs burned, and she panted as she...
Okay, let's just, whoop. Like, I think the Brits do this on purpose.
The straggly brush more easily. Applebloom began to gain ground on her larger kin. Her lungs burned, and she panted as she followed the direction of the barks.
Okay, hang on.
Stop! Stop! No. Stop!
First one. Where am I? Here. Okay, yeah. Anyways. Focus, Sparrow. Focus. The lewdness is over. Stop. Hang on. It's like my third or fourth stream I've seen. How are you? I'm doing good. Nice to see you live stream right now, Epic. How are you doing? I imagine it's all double that word. Extendre. I also just finished listening to one of your other reads blah, like an hour ago. Thanks. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Wait, so are you talking about an adult-themed story that either you wrote or liked in general? I'm just curious. It's a video my mom showed me. It's a British child's book. But okay, here's the thing. Some things that the Brits like use as terminology consider to Americans it's considered lewd. And I can't say those words, otherwise YouTube's gonna flag my ass. I can't say the name of the book without getting flagged. That's the thing. Okay, show that. I also just what's lewd? Just curious. It's a child's book. I cannot believe that is a thing. It is ridiculous.
Of the barks. Stop!
Even the Brits would find this absolutely inappropriate. I'm sorry, they would. My friend Mark, if I showed him this, he would definitely find this so wrong. And he's British. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, jeez.
She cried, ducking thorns and limbs. Winona had a great sense of smell, and she must have picked up,
Oh my god. Let's see. Is that here? Yep.
Winona had a great sense of smell, and she must have picked up on the stench of rot because she was leading them towards the body.
Hang on. What is that?
Oh.
I can get that. Yep, I can get that. Okay, fuck off.
Great sense of smell, and she must have picked up on the stench of rot because she was leading them towards the body. Applebloom grew more adamant in her fervor?
Oh, this
Fervor?
hell, this line. I hated this line. So let's just skip to my Luma, darling, and
Applebloom grew more adamant in her. Applebloom grew more adamant in her. Applebloom grew more adamant in her fervor to intercept her.
how many words was this?
Let me actually double check that.
Oh, it's a. I'm just gonna check it this way. Cause fuck easy ways. Yeah. How many words was this? I need to go to that. Where is my library? Oh, there it is. Let's see. We need it's a little further down. Shut up. 4.6K. Okay, it was a little bit of a longer story. So the length that it was, the actual length that the full file was is actually not that uncommon. 4.6. Yeah, that's about 50. That's about 56 minutes long.
Applebloom grew more adamant in her fervor to intercept her family before they crossed into the beast's hunting grounds. She needed to warn them and get them out of the Celestia forsaken forest. A light blinked in the distance. A light blinked in the distance. It was Applejack's lantern. It had to be. No. It was Applejack's lantern.
Okay, bring that back.
A light blinked in the distance. It was Applejack's lantern. It had to be. No. It was Applejack's lantern. It had to be.
Stop. Hand that back.
Light blinked in the distance. It was Applejack's lantern.
Oh shit.
A light blinked in the distance.
Oh, I'm not doing anything wrong here.
A light blinked in the distance. It was Applejack's lantern. It had to be. No. It was Applejack's lantern.
Okay, stop. Let's push that out a little bit. It was Applejack's lantern. It had to be. Let's.
A light blinked in the distance. It was Applejack's lantern. It had to be. Applebloom could swear she heard the sounds of the beast stirring all around her.
Push that out a little bit more.
It had to be. Applebloom could swear she heard the sounds of the beast stirring all around her.
Hang on, I gotta read some stuff. Stop. Quite the story. Cool, if only live video. So, wait, do you just read stories over and over and then pick what sounds the best? No, what I do is record it and then I have to go in and remove the mistakes. Excellent translation was skipped by Lou. Yeah. I do have to, have to go. Unfortunately. But I do admire your work. Listening to your stuff helps me write down my own stories, so thank you for doing what you do. Keep up the good work, bro. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm glad I can inspire your work as well.
Lantern. It had to be. Applebloom could swear she heard the sounds of the beast stirring all around her. It was coming for them. It smelled their delicious meat and was coming for another banquet of pony flesh. She was running out of time.
Let's push that out just a little more for dramatic effect.
Banquet of pony flesh. She was running out of time.
We'll toy with that later on. If something seems out of place, it's alright for now.
Applejack!
Applejack. Whoa, not that much. So that's dialogue, which is boink.
Time. Applejack!
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, what are we doing here?
Throwing aside her scruples. Scruples?
Oh, yeah, that's another check. Yeah, there was a lot of term check right here. Like, towards the end of the story, yeah. Lots of fancy words that I don't know.
Applejack!
Okay, there's going to be an echo.
Throwing aside her scruples, she allowed her body to wrestle through the vines, weeds, and limbs. She allowed her body to wrestle through the vines, weeds, and limbs. She allowed her body to wrestle through the vines, weeds. Okay. Throwing aside her scruples, she allowed her body to wrestle. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I guess we're doing the breath thing again. Zoink. There we go. Throwing aside her scruples, she allowed her body to wrestle through the vines, weeds, and limbs. Any scrape was far less important than the well-being of her loving family. The light from the lantern grew. The light from the lantern
I'm
grew,
glad I retook
and
that.
she could hear the voice. The light from the lantern grew, and she could hear their voices as she.
I'm glad I absolutely retook that because I said the white.
The light.
This is also something that happens if you have to retake a line over and over and over and over again. You eventually start saying the wrong things over again and you don't realize it.
The light from the lantern grew, and she could hear their voices as she. And she could hear their voices as she closed the distance. Winona, find her, girl. You gotta find it.
This is gonna be a fun mix.
Light from the lantern grew, and she could hear their voices as she closed the distance. Winona, find her, girl. You gotta find Apple Bloom.
Okay.
Applejack's voice was dripping with fear, and Apple Bloom could barely. And Apple Bloom could barely make out the shapes of her family against the light.
Stop. Okay, do we have to do anything?
Applejack's voice was dripping with fear, and Apple Bloom could barely.
Okay, bring that back.
Voice was dripping with fear, and Apple Bloom could barely make out the shapes of her family against the light. She continued to push through the dense forest, her body feeling no pain despite the many briars she. Briars?
Yep. Like Mudbriar. Like I said, there was a lot of fancy terms.
She continued to push through the. Her body feeling no pain despite the many briars.
Her body feeling no pain. Okay. Is that right here?
Her body.
Yep.
Her body feeling no pain despite the many briars she knew she had run through.
Okay.
Winona began barking wildly just as Apple Bloom made it into. Winona began barking wildly just as Apple Bloom came into the clearing.
Oh, it looks like I got mad again.
Winona began barking wildly just as Apple Bloom came into the clearing, finally having reached her brother and sister.
Oh, I thought I said the word.
What is it, Winona?
Thought I said the fuck.
Did you find Apple
my
Bloom?
God.
They were struggling to bring the lantern over what had. Fuck a dick. Now those don't even fucking start. They were struggling to bring the lantern over what had. They were struggling to bring the lantern over what had Winona barking, but Apple Bloom knew. Winona had found the core.
Okay, bring that back.
They were struggling.
Hang on, I better make sure I didn't skip anything.
They were struggling.
Okay, I didn't.
They were struggling to bring the lantern over what had Winona barking, but Apple Bloom knew. Winona had found.
Stop. V.
Barking, but Apple Bloom knew.
Okay, there we go.
Winona had found the corpse of the filly.
Okay.
Apple Bloom. Applejack, Big Mac, we're gonna get out of here now.
How loud is that?
Applejack, Big Mac, we're gonna get out of here now.
We're just below -3. That's fine. I think we got a little too long of a pause right here.
Filly. Applejack.
I can always adjust that later though. That's fine.
Apple Bloom leapt in front of the pair.
Okay, bring that back. Should I play this part? I mean, if you guys want to be spoiled... I mean, this is a heavy spoiler, guys. It is a heavy spoiler. Do you want to hear this, or do you not want to hear this? Lantern of Souls, you might like it. Zach movie fan. I know who Zach is. AJ, she who gone whip her when she finds her little rump. Oh, dear. Do you want to be spoiled, or do you not want to be spoiled? Chat. Ow. Ow. Me and you both, Artsy. I already figured it out. I figured it out like 5 minutes in. No joke. Well, I know you guys are supportive anyways, so you'll listen to the end product.
Apple Bloom leapt in front of the pair, but their eyes seemed...
Is that a plosive?
Apple Bloom leapt in front of the pair, but...
Kinda.
Apple Bloom leapt in front of the pair, but their eyes seemed to look right through her. The lantern shed its illumination across, and as she turned to regard the body, she was frozen by a sudden cold in her tummy as she realized that she was not casting a shadow. The light just seemed to pass right through her. The light just seemed to pass right through her. Back. Casting a shadow. The light just seemed to pass right through her.
Okay. Why am I so good at going low like that? I'm really good at just bringing that emotion in. What's all this? Let's see. Oh, I'm just double checking.
What? Oh no, Mick. I told her not to.
Oh, it's Applejack. Okay. Okay, bring this forward a little bit. No! Fucking crummy Christmas.
Right through her.
Okay. Maybe not that far forward. Oops, wrong button. I think I just took a
Pass
screenshot
right through her.
Unknowingly. Oh, it's Applejack.
Oh no, Mike.
Let's see how well this came out.
To pass right through her.
Oh no, Mike. I told her not to.
One take.
Applejack. The most stalwart.
Yep. Okay, I remember there was a lot of takes here, so I'm just gonna skip to Maluma Darlin over all this shit. Let's see, that might be something. Normally, if it's Applejack, I can tell by the first syllable alone. Let's see. This might be something.
It's like the freaking author saved all their best terms for the end. Jesus.
My rant.
Okay. Applejack. The most stalwart of the Apple family.
It's also hard to keep that same tone.
She sobbed deeply.
Okay, so it's before this. That might be something.
Applejack. The most stalwart of the Apple family. Applejack. The most stalwart of the Apple family burst into tears and slumped down to her haunches as she gazed onto the remains of the mutilated filly. She sobbed deeply and was joined by her older brother, his whooping sobs breaking the night air. His whooping sobs breaking the night air.
That was really hard to do. That's like going back to my old as shit tone like this.
By her older brother, his whooping sobs breaking the night air. The pair clutched each other for comfort, but none.
Like I said, it's kind of grimdark, but it's also just a sad fic.
Whooping sobs breaking the night air. The pair clutched each other for comfort, but none could be found. Apple Bloom couldn't move. No, Apple Bloom couldn't move. Shock had devoured her, and
See, I'm so good at this.
but none could be found. Apple Bloom couldn't move. Shock had devoured her, and she could only watch as Applejack reached clean through her, her tiny body motionless as the larger foreleg pulled something that had been
Okay, I remember this part. I had trouble.
as Applejack reached clean through her, her tiny body motionless as the larger foreleg pulled.
Hold on. Let's get this correct. Yeah, it's a predictable fic. Like, you can figure it out. I figured it out within the first 5 minutes. Like, no joke. I had it pinned. I'm like, oh, I see what's happening here. Okay.
Watch as Applejack reached clean through her, her tiny body motionless as the larger foreleg pulled.
Okay, we need to bring it back. Sure.
Jack reached clean through her, her tiny body motionless as the larger foreleg pulled something that had been hiding under a wide fern. Winona turned. Wait, what?
I had to read
We're
over.
gonna do that one more time. Her tiny body motionless as the larger foreleg pulled something that had been hidden under a wide fern.
Is there any difference?
Her tiny body motionless as the larger foreleg pulled something that had been hiding under a wide fern.
I like the first take better. What is this?
Winona.
Okay. Let's see. Right there.
Winona turned towards Apple Bloom's seemingly immaterial.
Immaterial.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Let's just skip past all that shit. Alright, let's see. Where do we go back to normal about right here? Kinda?
Winona turned towards Apple Bloom's seemingly immaterial form and howled sorrowfully, her eye steeped in despair. Applejack pulled the torn cloth through Apple Bloom's torso.
Okay, bring that back.
Winona turned towards Apple Bloom's seemingly immaterial form and howled sorrowfully, her eye steeped in despair. Applejack pulled the torn cloth through Apple Bloom's torso and broke into a long, deep well of loss. Apple June pulled the torn cloth through Apple Bloom's torso.
Apple June.
Apple Bloom felt as if her mind was pulling apart at the sight.
Is that breath?
Apple Bloom felt as if her mind a long, deep well of loss. Apple Bloom felt as if her mind was pulling apart at the sight. Resting on Applejack's shaking hoof were the tattered remains of Apple Bloom's main ribbon.
God damn it.
Applejack's shaking hoof were the tattered remains of Apple Bloom's main ribbon, mangled and stained
I remember
crimson.
I had trouble here because it was hard to kind of say the line correctly.
Mangled and stained crimson. Mangled and stained crimson. Oh my shitty fucking aunt. Mangled and stained crimson. No. Mangled and stained crimson from her last few moments of life.
Why am I so good at that, like, low tone, like that sorrowful tone? I don't know. I'm just good. Okay, sure. Really, I will admit I arrived later, but yeah. Good news, Apple Bloom doesn't die. Bad news, Apple June. Apple Bloom doesn't die because she's dead already, bruh. Nice, frick. Sucks to be an Earth Pony. Pegasus could simply fly away from danger. I don't know, with the Timberwolves as big as they are, I don't think they could just fly away that easily. Screw that, I'm out and flies the E up away. Okay.
Ribbon. Mangled and stained crimson from her last few moments of life.
It kind of has that afterlife feel to it. I'm talking about the story that I did, the Afterlife reading that I did. About Apple Bloom basically going to kind of the gateway between heaven and kind of, what's the word? Not purgatory, but shit. Really? It's where you're stuck right in place. Like you can't move at all. Limbo. That's the word I'm looking for. It's between limbo and heaven, basically. It's like the waiting room to get into heaven. Yeah, she basically supposedly dies, but she has a chance to actually go back because she's not dead. So she has the choice to either go with her parents or to live her life to the fullest still. That's what I mean. Main ribbon. Mangled and stained crimson from her last few moments of life. Okay. I think that's it. Okay. I'm done. I am fucking... Yep, I'm done. I'm done. Okay. So, let's see. About 25 minutes. Almost right on the fucking dot. Dang, not too shabby. Okay, I'm just looking things over real quick. Looks like we're pretty even. Doesn't look like there's any pitches or anything that really stick out. No, we look pretty deep. We look pretty even. But I'm still gonna do this. Not equalization. We need a compressor. Because we're going to take those higher pitches down first. Then we're gonna normalize it so that it sounds nice and nice. So that'll take a minute. I should have saved first. That's alright. The compressor needs to be applied regardless. Because I still haven't learned how to use the compressor in FL Studio. So... yeah, it's not Tartarus or Hell, it's Limbo. Like, Limbo is where you're just stuck in time. Like, time freezes and you're just stuck. Holy fucking hell. How loud is that? Foreleg, signaling her sister that she needed to talk, and waited for AJ to finish with Winona. She waited for a dreadfully long... The normalizing is gonna make it louder. Well, now that we have it down... I hope I'm not killing your guys' ears, by the way. We should do that for -3. There we go. I need to go to the bathroom again. But I'll do that after this is done. Then I'm gonna save, then import it into, whatchamacallit, FL. Okay, now we're at a more decent level. Okay. Save first. Then we're going to export it as MP3. Maybe. Where are we saving this to? Music, because why not? Clean. I guess we'll just put it as clean. I need to go to the bathroom. All right, let's do this. Let's do this, Brutus. Right? Yep. All right, we'll just keep that open just in case something does happen. Need to move the chat for a minute so I can get into FL. Now we're just gonna go in here, apply the noise gate, make sure everything sounds all right. I don't really feel like doing the full mix today, but maybe could. But I'd rather take it easy on myself than force myself to do things that I know if I do them, it's probably not gonna be 100%. That's kind of how it was with Day Zero. Day Zero was a bitch. You want to talk a goddamn... Yeah, you want to talk a challenge. Holy crap. Next to Silent Ponyville, that was the one. That was a tough one. Cancel. Need to get the chat back up. Yup-a-derper. Yup-a-derper. Yup-a-deep-a-deeper. Alright. Put that on 1. Assign that to its correct track. Oh, that feels wonderful. Knowing that that's done. I hate the cleanup stage. That is the worst stage. Everything else is pretty simple. Well, I wouldn't say that, but the rest is pretty easy because it doesn't require like heavy focus by any means. But yeah, my desktop is a mess. It just basically gets out of control, and I don't give a shit anymore. Let's see. What am I looking for? Withering. Okay, that'd be at the bottom. Oh, Jesus Christ. My lines from Wooten way back in the day. There's probably a lot of shit on this desk, or this desktop, this thing, this, whatever this thing is called, laptop. Hang on a second. Was it you? Let me look that up real quick. Let's see. I don't want to play these on open. Please. Nope, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Shut up. Okay, it is you. Also, Victor, thank you for the review on Rena. That really was nice of you to do that. And I'm glad you liked Rena, because it was a total different direction from what I wanted to do with that series. I wanted to give them like a human approach, even though it's clear Rose is like the manipulative and I don't give a shit type. Star is just out for everything. She doesn't give a crap about what she does. And Ashley is kind of on the edge of becoming like that. Rena's the only one who has really a human side to her anymore. Like, she still has her sensitivity, well, not her sensitivity, but she still has her feelings and like her what's the word? Like, her senses are not just corrupted by what she is anymore. She's still out to fight for those based off of what happened to her in her past life. I'm really glad that you liked that, because that one is the one that has gotten the least views on Literotica, which is really sad. Okay, anyways, we go here. I am a chill guy until you piss me off. Then things get a little bit more personal. Okay, need to, yep, I'm on the right track. Alright, first, limiter. Which, if you guys don't know what a limiter is, it's basically just something that, it's like the noise gate, basically. You can just determine how much noise you want going in and going out, and yada yada yada. So let's get to the noise gate first. Okay, we'll probably have to adjust that just a little bit. And we will go ahead and do this thing. So I'm just going to turn this down to the lowest level. Really? Really? Jesus Christ. There we go. Now I can see. Okay, so now, then we want to do the EQ, but I want to make sure the noise gets through first.
Apple Bloom couldn't believe what she was seeing, and chills ran through her spine, causing her to tremble in place. For a moment, the feel—
Hang on. We're already needing to adjust something. So I think the threshold needs to go down.
Apple Bloom couldn't believe what she was seeing, and chills ran through her spine, causing her to tremble in place. For a moment, the filly started to run, Panic's icy fingers caressing the innocent mind of the pony and igniting her natural defense mechanism. She found her lungs had faltered, and she heaved great bellows of air as she calmed herself. It couldn't hurt her. It was obviously beyond causing harm to anything now. Apple Bloom finally came to her senses as she looked down into the brush of the everfree forest floor at the mutilated remains of a filly. What remained was a shredded massacre.
Okay. So that seems okay. Well, let's get a little better. But things can go wrong, so I'm not just going to pass it off as it's perfect. No. I've learned that lesson one too many times. So let's get the EQ correct. Probably gonna have to adjust the ceiling as well. What all the ceiling is basically how much noise is released. Okay, now I'm trying to remember how I do this.
Apple Bloom couldn't believe what she was seeing, and chills ran through her spine, causing her to tremble in place. For a moment, the filly started to run, Panic's icy fingers caressing the innocent mind of the pony and igniting her natural defense mechanism. She found her lungs had faltered, and she heaved great bellows of air as she calmed herself. It couldn't hurt her. It was